was a very important day for the nation because Cyril Ramaphosa delivered an address at 8 o'clock that I think you're going to talk more about, hey?
Yeah.
So the other part of our day was I decided to make a little craft video for the kids in my class. I found that I'm missing my kids terribly and my colleagues and everything about work. In fact, the other day we decided just to send a message to the kids and the parents to let them know how much we're missing them. So each teacher took a photo of with a little sign that they'd made, and I made it into a collage and we sent it to the kids. And quite a few sent back little messages to say that they were missing us too, which was really sweet. So I made a little craft bunny out of, I made a little Easter bunny out of an old sock and made a craft video that I'm going to send them tomorrow because tomorrow is the beginning of Easter, being Good Friday. So I bet you never thought that you'd be videoing a woman pouring rice into an old sock, did you?
It was part of it was on my
Was it on your bucket list?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good. You can tick that one off. So that was kind of part of the day. And then the speech that we've been waiting for.
Yeah, so as Linda mentioned, tonight was sort of, first of all, came out of the blue. We weren't expecting an address on the lockdown, at least for a few more days, considering Ramaphosa was often saying things like he needs a more scientific approach, he needs to speak to all his advisors from all the sectors. But he started asking questions today to manufacturers specifically, who were whistleblowers and told the news, if they can handle,
A longer period.
a longer period, even till the 30th of May. That was the initial question, which is quite scary. But anyway, nevertheless, he addressed us tonight, surprisingly, and after a relatively interesting introduction where he stated that this virus has devastated the world completely and utterly, that he can draw from measures, from other countries' measures and how they've dealt with the situation, and that there is this need to act proactively, or the virus will overcome us. Then he mentioned that the lockdown has been a success just by looking at the stats, which is where I'm sort of plus minus about. But
that actually worried me when he started saying that. I just thought, like, it's because our testing isn't up to date or fast enough. Our results don't come in quick enough. That's why it looks like we don't have many infections, but we do.
Yeah, and people think calculating a death rate is as simple as taking the amount infected divided by the amount that have died. But it doesn't work that way. Sorry, or the other way around. It doesn't work that way. It works because the people that are infected may still die. So the death rate may be way higher, the mortality rate. Sorry. So it's scary. In the UK, the mortality rate is 10%. Anyway. After analysing all the facts, he has come to the conclusion, with his National Command Council, of which he's the leader, that the lockdown needs to be extended by another 2 weeks.
So that's till the end of April. It's the whole month of April.
So essentially we're starting a lockdown day one again today.
Well, we've got one more week of this current lockdown. And then another 2 weeks after that. So we've got 3 more weeks of lockdown.
So I'm going to be devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Although I do agree, but I have to play devil's advocate, I agree with the need to lock down further. I think if we didn't lock down now, or put in place further measures that were similar to the ones we've had in place, the ones we've had in place would be for naught.
Yeah.
It would have been wasted time, and economic devastation was caused for no reason then. Okay, so as devil's advocate, I asked the question that if the testing and the ramping up of these sectors that he's talking about, hospitals getting ready, people getting PPE, which is personal protective equipment, etc., is not going to happen in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then this is just a ploy to keep us in lockdown for longer, because they know that it's going to hit us in June, basically, May, June. So that's kind of my take on it.
Okay.
And I think that if the testing, they were given 2 weeks, if the testing hasn't been ramped up by now, I don't see how it will be. And the scope.
That's what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks that we have lockdown. The testing has to be ramped up massively, and they mustn't spend time like infighting or debating these things. It just has to happen now, as fast as possible.
Yeah. So that was devil's advocate. In fact, I do agree.
Yeah.
I fully agree with the measures, and I think that it was an extremely bold decision taken by the president.
Man.
He has a lot of pressure, and a lot of world leaders would have crumbled under that pressure. Italy's president crumbled. He kept the lockdowns.
Yeah.
He stayed his hand for a while because he didn't want to, quote unquote, publicly ridicule himself, as by being someone who takes us too seriously. Lo and behold, they're the worst hit country. So
Uncle Cyril's done a wonderful job, I have to say.
He has. He's going to have a lot of people that say he's not thinking about the poor. And unfortunately, because we've got 9 wasted years financially, because of our past, he doesn't have much money to deal with. So there's going to be a lot of loans that are taken. There's going to have to be a lot of donations. And he is fully relying on that. But he knows, and I believe him and I'm behind him, that this is the right decision to make for the sanctity of life. And the sanctity of life has to come first as human beings. If it doesn't, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly. So, Cyril Ramaphosa, we salute you. Thank you for being bold and brave. Which hand do you salute with? Thank you for making a bold decision. And we stand behind it.
We do.
Okay.
All right, that's it from us. Bye.